Alrighty, there you go. Problems grass for goats. Remember, you have to read the problem and kind of talk through what you're doing out loud, so I can kind of follow you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The Jacobsons keep their goat on a chain that's 3 meters long. If they chain the goat to a metal hook in the center of their yard, what is the area of grass that the goat can reach to eat? Sketch a picture and show your work. Well, the chain is 3 meters long, so that would be the radius. Because
The radius of what?
the radius of the circle that the goat can go in.
Why would it be a circle? Why not a square?
Because
Or a triangle?
because it's always the same length, and
What's always the same length?
the chain. So it's in the center.
Okay, so can you represent that on the picture, and maybe in a picture you can kind of show me what you're thinking, because I don't quite follow you.
Okay. Well, here's the post,
Okay.
and here's the chain,
Okay.
and that's 3 meters long. So it'd go all the way around in the same spot. So
okay.
the chain would be, the post would be in the center, and it fits in the same length all the way around, like that.
Okay, good. So, what's the question asking?
What the area of the grass that the goat can reach.
So, do you know the area of what you're trying to find?
Well, not yet, but since the chain is the radius, then you can multiply it by pi and then square it,
How do you know that?
because the
What's the area we're trying to find?
the area that the goat can walk in.
Okay. Which is what?
A circle.
Right. So the area is a circle. So what are we trying to find?
The area of the circle.
Right. And how do we find that? What do we need to find the area of a circle?
I forgot what it's called.
You just said it.
It's like the way you do it. It's pi r squared.
The formula.
Yeah.
Okay.
Formula.
So you're saying the formula for area is pi r squared.
Yeah.
So what do you need to find the area? What information do we need?
The radius.
Okay. Good. So then what's the area of the... What is the area of grass that the goat can eat? Here, I can... Oh. Do you have a calculator?
Yeah.
So you can use the calculator, or you can leave it in terms of pi, if you know what I mean. So like instead of calculating pi, you can just write pi.
Okay. So you do pi times the radius, which is 3 meters,
so precise in drawing pi.
And equals 9.42 in numbers.
So tell me again the area for a circle.
It's that, and oh yeah, and then you gotta square it. Would I do it to the 10th or 100th or what? Or just square it from there?
You can just go like 2 decimal places. That's fine.
Or do you want me to just square it from there?
Sure.
So the answer is 88.83 or 826. Yeah, and keep going. So and it'd be meters squared.
Good. I like how you included the units. Not everybody does that. I always forgot my units. Every single test I took, I always dropped units. And I always got marked down for it. So that's the area of grass that the goat can eat?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the next problem?
Sometimes the Jacobsons chain the goat to the corner of a shed that is 5 meters by 4 meters. The 3-meter chain is attached to the base of the wall at ground level. What is the area of grass that the goat can reach?
Now, with this shed, just so you know, the corner of the shed, it makes a right angle.
Okay.
There's a 90-degree angle at the corner, just for reference.
Okay. Well, since the goat can't go through the walls of the shed or anything.
Oh, he's not a ghost goat?
No.
Aw, that'd make things fun.
The angle is 90 degrees where the shed is, which is 1/4 of a circle.
And why is it 1/4 of a circle?
Because the whole circle is 360 degrees.
Okay.
So you could find the area and then find 3/4 of it.
Okay.
So you'd do.
So you'd find 3/4. Why would you find 3/4 of it?
Because 3/4 is open.
Okay, so the goat
Space.
can't get to 1/4 of it. He can only get to 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the chain is still 3 meters. So that's the radius. So you do pi times 3, and that equals 9.4. Yeah, and keep going on. And then you'd square 9.4, and it equals 88.83. Well, you square the whole number, and then it equals 88.83 meters squared. And because you want to find 3/4 of the circle, you would multiply it by 0.75.
So why 0.75? I thought you said it was 3/4.
Because they're both the same thing.
Okay, so you're saying 0.75 is the same thing as 3/4.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is?
Because it's, well, 3/4 is equal to 75/100ths. And
Why?
Because if because if you multiply the numerator and tell it to by a number, it equals 75. And then if you multiply the denominator by the same number, it equals 100.
Okay.
And 75 out of 100 is 0.75 because 100 equals 1.
Okay, so you're saying it's 3/4 because the whole is 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That was just kind of a side note.
So 88.83 or 8264, keep going on, times 0.75 equals 66.6198, and it goes on.
Okay.
And 66.619 equals 66.62.
Rounding.
In meters squared.
Okay.
So that would be how the area of where the goat could go.
Good. How about this last one? I believe that's all I was asking. Yep.
Okay. Suppose the goat was chained at ground level to the center of the 4-meter shed wall. Would the amount of grass the goat can reach be greater than what he could reach when chained to the corner of the shed?
So this one I actually want you to draw out a picture. I know you don't like to draw pictures. Okay. But for this one I want you to actually draw out the picture. Because I think
Okay.
it'll really help you.
Well, here's the 4-meter side and the 5-meter side, and and the goat is chained to the 4-meter, the middle of the 4-meter side of the fence. So right here, and his chain is still 3 meters. Well, if he wanted to go this way, then there'd still be another meter right here.
Okay.
And same on this side. But you could just find it right here, like to the just half of it, because if it was bigger, then it would be able to go half of a circle, because it couldn't go past the walls.
So you're saying, I'm a little confused.
Well, if he goes, he's in the middle, the chain is in the middle of the 4-meter side, so if he wants to go one way, like that,
Okay.
then he could go to here, and same on the other side. So we could find that out first, and then do this part later because he has a little extra room.
Okay. So
'Cause
you're
there's
saying
another
find
heater.
find the area from the shed over.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you do that?
Well, you just do the same thing as the first one, which would be pi times 3, which is equal to 9.4, and then it goes on with more numbers. And then you'd square that, and it'd be equal to 88.82, and then more numbers. So, and you could 826 and more numbers. So you could round it to 88.83.
Okay.
And then that'd be 88.83 meters squared. And then half, you can only go half of that, so you'd find half of that by dividing.
Why is it only half? Why not 3/4 again?
Because he can't go past the walls, and there's a wall on both sides.
But what if the wall had? What if the wall wasn't, straight? Like, what if it had a little bit of bend to it? Would it be more?
It is straight, but if it did have a bend, it would be more.
So if it's straight, what do we know about that?
It's a 180-degree angle.
Okay. So because the angle of a circle must add up to 360.
Yeah.
And you're taking half that because it's a 180-degree wall. Okay.
Yeah. So. So the area of the circle divided by 2 is equal to 44.4132 more numbers. So it'd be 44.41 meters squared if you round.
Okay.
And then, so go back to the drawing, and if he goes one way, there's an extra meter out past the shed. So he could go that way.
Past the shed?
Yeah, past the shed, and turn and go to the other side. So we know he could go 1 meter, and then that'd be 1/4 of a circle because there's a 90-degree angle that goes 1 meter. So that's the chain.
So, but I thought the chain was 3 meters.
It is, but there's an extra 1 meter after it gets to the side of the shed.
Okay, so that's so you're saying it kind of makes like a new chain.
Yeah.
Of 1 meter at that corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's a 90-degree angle where the chain can go from there. So it's 1/4. Well, first you find the area of a circle with a 1 meter radius.
Okay.
So you would do pi times 1 equals, well, just pi. And then pi squared is equal to 9.8696 and more numbers. And if you rounded that, it'd be 9.87. So it'd be 9.87 meters squared.
So what would be the 9.87 meters squared?
The area of a circle for 1 meter radius.
Oh, okay.
And there's a 90-degree angle where the chain can go after the 1 meter. And 90 degrees is 1/4 of a full circle, which is 360 degrees.
Okay.
So you'd find 1/4 of the number by multiplying it by 0.25, because 0.25 is equal to 1/4.
Okay.
And so that would equal 2.467 and more. So if you rounded that, it'd be 2.47 meters squared. So you could add that to the other, the half circle that we got earlier. So 44.41 plus 2.47 equals 46.88. And the chain could do the same thing on the other side.
Okay.
As when there was the extra quarter of a circle.
You don't have to do all the calculations
Yeah.
again.
And it'd still be 2.47. So you would also add that to 46.88. And it equals 49.35. So the area that the goat could go would be 49.35 meters squared.
And that would be the total area,
Yeah,
including the little corners.
yeah.
Very good. So there's one thing I want to mention to you, and you kind of did it at first, but when you find the area of the circle, okay, you said that the area equaled pi times r, right?
Yeah.
And then you square all of that.
No.
So what are you really finding?
Pi times the radius squared.
So it's just the radius squared, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you knew that. I knew you knew that. But I wanted to see if you would catch yourself throughout the problem.
I thought that at first, I just didn't know which one was gonna be.
Yep, so you only square the radius. Pi is left alone. But other than that, you did very, very well. Good job.